Hello, I'm Stuart, your friendly tour guide with the New York State Office of General Services. I am here with you today to begin the first of our three-part Haunted Tours virtual visit, the Fire of 1911. In the early part of the last century, a terrible fire swept through the New York State Capitol, which housed the New York State Library, leaving in its wake devastation, debris, and for many, legends of specters, shadows, and unexplained occurrences. We are here in the New York State Legislative Library, which was once the center of the New York State Library. The New York State Library was a famous and respected institution in the Capitol. It contained hundreds of thousands of books, periodicals, and priceless colonial and early American documents. In the early morning hours of March 29, 1911, alarms rang as a tragic fire broke out in the western side of the New York State Capitol building. The fire was first reported in the Assembly Library, but quickly spread to the New York State Library. 78-year-old Samuel Abbott, a Civil War veteran, patrolled the library in its reading rooms. He was on duty that fateful night. The library's books and wooden shelving added fuel to the fire. It quickly spread and flames shot up the $1 million staircase to the fourth floor and the building's dormers. In just a few hours, sections of the western facade had collapsed. The Albany Fire Department made a heroic effort using horse-drawn steamers and aerial ladders. They saved the building by preventing the fire from entering the legislative chambers, but the State Library and most of its contents were tragically lost. The fire devastated the library, destroying over 500,000 books and 270,000 original documents. As for the library's watchman, Samuel Abbott was reportedly last seen along the fourth floor attempting to stop the fire's spread. 2 days later, after the fire had subdued and workmen hauled away debris, Abbott's body was found in a fourth floor corridor with his cane and lantern located nearby. He had nearly made it to safety but was overcome from smoke. Abbott received a full military funeral, but according to legend, many believe the spirit of Samuel Abbott never attended his own funeral. Strange sounds of keys rattling, doors locking by themselves, lights flickering off, and cleaning materials moving on their own are just some of the reports from workers along the fourth and fifth floors of the Capitol. Are these the result of people's imagination working overtime? Or are they signs of Abbott continuing his nightly rounds? You decide. Samuel Abbott's death was not the only unusual event caused by the fire. One worker in particular was concerned about damage caused to the collections from the New York State Museum that were on display that night. Arthur C. Parker, a pioneer in archaeology, anthropology, and museum methods, was a descendant of the Seneca Nation of Indians. He had a close connection to the artifacts on display. Upon hearing the alarms, he and his assistants raced to the Capitol to save whatever they could. However, they were only able to rescue a few objects before the fire drove them back. Devastated by the loss, Parker wrote a letter in the following days documenting the damage and a curious finding. I fought amid flame, smoke, and falling walls with their murderous rain of chunks of hot stone to save the best material. We burned our clothing and hands in endeavoring to save the precious things, and thus we saw those priceless things shrivel up before our eyes. Many strange incidents happened, and I will mention but one. The wooden things burned, and even the cases about them, not a single object sacred to the Iroquois religion was spoiled by the fire. Even the hair of the wonderful medicine masks was unsinged. The masks have been returned to the Native American nations that created them, but reasons for their survival amongst the destruction remains a mystery. The cause of the fire at the Capitol still remains unknown, although faulty and outdated wiring were blamed. Nonetheless, whether it is the watchman's nightly patrols or the surviving and lost artifacts of the State Library, the fire of 1911 and the haunted tales that persisted have left lasting mysteries about the New York State Capitol. Thank you for joining me, and stay on the lookout for part 2 of our Haunted Tours, Creepy Capitol Carvings.